Being a Kid. Ugh. Read by the author, Tracy R.L. O'Flaherty. Chapter 4. Choose Love. The Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, my family. I could see the fibs, and yet there was something in it for me. I suppose, looking back, there was something in it for everyone. By the time I hit the age of 8, my parents decided to be my parents, but decided not to be a couple. Now, with 4 children yet to be raised, they also made a decision to continue the play that we were all in. The curtain going up each night for dinner, and then at the end of the day, everyone heading off to a separate room. Now, seeing the world in which I could see it, it was like the Easter Bunny. Pretending there is an Easter Bunny, my family pretended. Why? I'm not really sure. I watched my parents truly suffer in the company of each other, and I watched as my parents held on to being parents, creating the best family we could create. So, where is the lie? Where is the truth? And isn't it true that as adults we lie and tell the truth? But again, what is truth and what is, just leaving out the truth? Leaving out the truth, just not divulging all the information. Reserved information. The information that would be helpful in truthful matters. But isn't it also the truth that at times one just cannot handle the truth of it all? So, it is dinner time, and we are all in our usual spots collecting the daily activity reports from everyone, and it never truly occurred to each of us, each meaning the 4 children, to say, "Hey guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? And why are you doing it? Is it for us? Is it for you? Why are we living under one roof in separate bedrooms?" Well, my parents in separate bedrooms, where at one time the room was shared. I am certain that at one time the room was shared with love. Hey, 4 children arrived. So during our pretend dinner, which felt truthful, ironically enough, but deep down I could feel hearts. I could truly feel and see and know the hearts that ached. Funny thing, it wasn't my parents' hearts that ached the most. It was the 4 children understanding that 2 people were pretending for us, to us, with us. I don't know, just pretending. Why do I write this? Why? And the answer is to bring forth the understanding that we do make decisions not only for ourselves, but for others. And I want to say that sometimes we make decisions for others thinking we are doing them a favor, holding them first and foremost. But had one parent have said during our lovingly prepared meal, "Kids, what do you want?" then answers would have been shared. My oldest sister, well, let's just say, she understood of the collapse in the family unit. She is 7 years older. So at the age of 8, she was 15. And at 15, the world looks completely upside down. When people choose, and again, my own observation from my own experience, when people choose to pretend at anything, it can only be for so long before the truth does step forth, before the crumbling and the sometimes destruction. When people live playing a role in a play they have created, it is hard to find one's authentic self. So, at the tender age of 8, I could see my family falling apart, being held together by something, perhaps just the home we lived in, perhaps it was easier to remain in the same house. It's funny, as adults, we tend to keep unhappiness in exchange for freedom. Freedom, what is that? To my parents, I am certain either of them felt free. I am certain that to my siblings, nobody felt free, for it was a play, and a play watched and carried out for years. So the family dog Spunky held the spot in the kitchen that brought everyone to understand of unconditional love. For Spunky, our wonderful family dog of almost 2 decades, found a way to heal the hearts of his human family. 8 years old riding on a school bus is truly a place for great awakening. Now, back in the day, the school bus was filled with local kids, again, all living miles apart from each other, so the bus was the place for great sharing, great bullying, great gossip of the local families. The bus was my education to people. School was one thing, but the bus, that was another. Even the bus driver had secrets. Each kid had a secret, each kid wanting to be seen and be heard. For when you grow up in a rural area with not much to do, the doing comes from boredom and imagination. Sometimes not very kind, most times not very kind. I tended to get away from the antics of the local kids. I was young, and I had my older sister, the one close in age, to look after things for me. She herself was in a play of wanting something more, something rebellious, something that made her feel like it was okay to have a large rabbit deliver chocolate eggs to a house we called home. It is fascinating how we all tend to place before us who we are, without truly understanding who we are. All the conditioning, all the beliefs and rules, all the rules when you are a child. Sometimes rules are meant to be broken. Ask any parent. This is where I should start.